Welcome to a unboxing of a very different kind. Today we're going to unbox this bad boy and hopefully make some beer. You won't see the results today. We're probably going to be looking at about 6 to 8 weeks, but yeah, let's sit on and see what we can do. I guess the most important thing to making beer is having an open beer. So we'll start by cracking a cold one and then let's get involved. We've got brewing enhancer for creamier head with enhanced body and filling. So this is obviously your mixer. Bottle tops. There's a lot of bottles in here as well. Carbonates. So you put those in, that helps to carbonate the beer. Here's our actual main lager mixture can. And we've got a pen and a couple of nozzles in there. That's a lid. We've got a manual. We've got a DVD. And we've got what looks like a temperature gauge. We've then got the brewing container with loads and loads and loads of bottles, which is exciting because that means we're going to have loads and loads and loads of beer. Let's put that there. Mixing spoon. And this looks like some sort of measuring device. Like a pipette almost. There's my chemistry coming back to me from the old days. And then two other tubes. These look like pouring mechanisms. So liquid should then release. And that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to press stop. I'm going to sit down, watch this DVD quickly, and the next time you see me, we'll be making beer. Welcome back. So I've had a quick look through the instruction guide, listened to the DVD once or twice, and it's pretty much going to be a straightforward process. So what I've got here is I've got my containers. I've cleaned them in hot water. That's what you need to do if it's just the first time you use it. If you're using it for a second or third brew, you need to use desanitizers, chemical cleaners, things like that. Non-scented is obviously better. Rinse with warm water, let them sit, and then you're ready to go. So here's my main container. It's got a liter meter on the right here. I put my thermometer on it over there, and then I put the tap in. So nice and easy. I've then got what they call a Klusen collar that sits in there. That's for the fermentation process, and then I have a lid. So what we've got to do firstly is we've got the Cooper's tin here. So if I open that, and that should give us, that's got a little number. Use this code for your chance to win. So I could also win, I think, $2,000 on a holiday. So we'll put that just over there, just in case. I've then got brewing yeast. That's it. And I've got another set of instructions. So these are quite useful. So the main thing to do now is to take the label off of this canister, which we will just do. Obviously not going to be the easiest thing in the world to do. The reason we're doing this is we're actually just going to soak it all in hot water for about 10 minutes while we do some of the other mixing. So there you go, I've taken that off. We now need to put it with this side down. And then what we'll do is we'll let that set for 10 minutes while we get on with the other things. Okay, great. So we've got that heating up in the sink. Going to do a little bit of quick cleaning here. Everybody likes a clean kitchen, even if if it's just beer that you make. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to warm up, we will take our brew enhancer. Basically carries various things such as sugar, detoxtrose, maltodextrin. I'm not 100% sure, I'm not a chemist. All I know is that it needs to go in there. So what I'll do is grab my scissors, or no need for scissors. We'll pour the whole mixture in there. Nice and easy. I guess the key thing at this stage is to make sure that your tap is closed. Because what we do now is we add 2 liters of warm water. That's just warm tap water. I've added from a kettle, but it's actually just normal, regular warm water. That's just less than 2 liters. So I'll put a couple of a little bit more in there. Two, 300 ml. So we should have a gauge there actually. That's about 2 liters. They've given us a nice big ladle. So we'll get in here and we'll just mix that all around until it starts to dissolve. The other reason you're adding warm water is we're going to want to reach an optimal temperature at the end between 21 and 27 degrees. The closer we are to the 21 degree mark, the better the brew is going to be. So you've got to be careful. I've actually already done a dry run by just adding regular water to here just to find out how much hot water you need and how much cold water you need. And then we'll level that, give it another stir at 20 liters. And then once we're happy with that temperature, we'll just top it up to 23 liters. So we've got about 1.5 minutes until that canister is ready. So what I'll do is I'm going to prepare that, and when I come back, we'll pour it inside here. Okay, so our 10 minutes is up. I've got my tin here. Could have probably made it a little bit warmer. I want to give this a little bit of a stir because it's just been sitting. So get all of that stuff dissolved at the bottom there. And what we're going to do is we're going to add this tin of Cooper's mix. So it's quite syrupy, quite malty, sort of as you would expect. And I think that's ready. So we'll just pour this in. There you go. So that's pretty much empty now. You can add that in there. So now what we've got to do is we've got to bring it up to the 20 litre mark and try and keep it at a temperature between 21, which is there, and 27, which is there. So I'm going to start filling it up. We'll let the camera run, and next time I start talking, we'll be at 20 litres. And I'm trying to keep an eye on my temperature, so it's starting to rise a bit, so I need to make sure that the water is colder. And we're just above the 10 metre mark, so that's the 20 litre mark. Our instructions at this point are to stir, which I will do. So we stir around. I check the temperature and then I go top it up to 23 litres with cold water or hot water to make sure that I get the correct temperature. So at the moment, we're sitting at about 24, possibly 23 degrees. So my choice for the last 3 litres is obviously going to be cold. I'm going to want to drop the temperature slightly. 23 litres. So, I mean, I guess you're also sort of wondering, like, how do you keep the temperature between 21 and 27? There's obviously a few tricks: keeping the warm room, keeping a dark cabinet. Obviously, you want to keep it out of the sun. You can keep it wrapped up in sleeping bags or blankets, various things. You should know your climate quite well, so it's going to be slightly different for every circumstance. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to take my label out. I'm going to add the Kusenkola, as they call it. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm then instructed to take my yeast and sprinkle that evenly over. I just popped off to get my scissors there. You didn't miss out on anything too exciting. I've got the yeast here. Now, I need to look into this, but I'm not sure. This could just be regular yeast. It may not be. Obviously, once I start doing it a bit more, I'll look into it a bit more. So you spread it over evenly. And this is obviously going to get that fermentation process going. So you get everything out of there. Okay, so that yeast is in. Now we want to give it a good stir and get that all mixed up. Doesn't smell that great actually. It's not too bad either, but I can sort of tell how that is going to turn into a gorgeous, gorgeous beer. Hopefully this brew will be coming up, be ready for my birthday. Should have 23 litres worth of beer at that stage, which would be awesome. Okay, so I'll give that a good stir. We're not going to need that spoon anymore, so let's chuck it there. We've got the lid again. I've cleaned this as per the instructions. So we're going to put that lid on. Now, that lid is not going to need to come off. We are given some clips here, so I can use those just to keep the lid on tight. There should be another one here. Preparation is key, as they say. So we've got that on. So what I want to do now is just double check my temperature again. Okay, we're looking 20 to 22. So it is dropping a little bit. So I'm probably going to want to keep this warm to start with, so it doesn't drop below the 21 degree mark. So what we're supposed to do now is we're supposed to take our original gravity measurement. So we've got this little device here. So what I do is I take that out and I'm going to draw some beer from, I guess what you could call the keg. So we're going to fill it halfway. And then we discard that first section. Okay. I then fill it again, a little bit above half, and there needs to just be enough for the gravity device to float in it. So I'm going to go just a little bit above. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put that in. I've got a bit of foam there, so it's going to make it a little bit difficult to read. We can wait for that to go away. And I'm going to put that there and take this reading. So I'm sitting at what's that, 30, 35? Yeah. Okay. So now we're allowed to ferment in our temperature range. After 3 days, I'll need to check and remove this Kusenkladen, or whatever it's called, for cleaning. And then basically we do another sample of the gravity after 6 days, and then we check it on the 7th day as well. If the 2 days are the same, then we'll be ready for bottling. So I will see you guys this time next week, 6 days time. Hopefully we'll be bottling this good stuff. See you then.